So American Airlines, their domain is americanairlines.com, and at the same time it's aa.com because they're known for both. So what they do is they have the same kind of main page twice, because if people are looking for AA or American Airlines, so what they do is they do a double elimination. So they say, if you search for American Airlines, this is my page, and I want you to show that aa.com one, because this is the main one that I have. So I can send you the link as well of how to do this double elimination. And what we do is, when it's re-indexed a couple of times, when you have the VO2 redirection, we just kind of understand that, okay, this site has moved, because this is what the code means. Then we stop indexing the old one, and the next one becomes. Sure.
As you know, all people now using mobile for something internet.
Sure.
So we need to make a subdomain only for mobile. So the news will be totally duplicated to the home page for PC, and from how to solve this problem to find from Google.
There's very different ways of doing it. One of the ways is withdraw with TXT. Let me just go back for a second. Yes. So the user agent here, this means PC or mobile or other means. So you can put a user agent on this, that this will only show for mobiles. So it's not, when you're doing the search online, you will never see the mobile pages, because this user agent is only allowed for mobile. So you only see these pages when they're on mobile. But there's so many different ways of this, and there's an article that was just published this week on one of our resources that is talking about how to optimize for mobile. So we'll have a lot of things discussed in this. It was written by Jودة. So if you search for it, or if you want, just ping me as well, and I can send you to that website. It's really, really awesome. Anyone else? Sure.
Are you drawing this per month? Following the standard product standard? Does that have any influence on other search engines that
So every search engine has their own kind of webmaster tools account, and they have obviously they have maybe a bit of different quality guidelines, because we all want the same thing. So obviously the guidelines are very, very similar. So I'm pretty sure that spamming comments on Bing are frowned upon as well. They're not a good thing. So you're not going to find a huge difference. But yeah, of course, please look at all of them, and they're going to be very closely enough, but you can optimize for them. You can see what makes sense to you more and optimize regarding that. And it's very important, guys, to, when you're creating your domains, please always test them on different search engines. Just to make sure, because you're trying to reach as many people as possible. And I would love for everyone to use Google, but not everyone is using it. Even the 1% that is not using it. And even the couple of people that are not using it, they should be able to find your domain as well. So check on the other ones. You can get very good signals as well. If your site is not performing well on another domain, then you should really, really look into why. Maybe it's something that we haven't found for now, but it's going to be affected later. So it's a good way to see it and check it. So let me give you guys a second to gather all the information. And then we'll go to the. So yeah, maybe we'll start in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's good.
Just to give it a quick break. Every 10 minutes, the user is the king of the internet. What they decide is what we show. So the ways to do this, you can really increase your popularity by doing really, really small tactics, right? So I guess a lot of you have seen this before, right? So they open the comments, they let people say whatever they want to say, you do this most popular, and you do the ratings. So you can see from here, you have a lot of comments, you're engaging people, you're letting people comment. So let's say here, Mansour said something, we comment, let's say Matt responded back saying, oh thanks, what do you think about this? It's an engaging, it makes the people go back. If I comment on this and ask something, I am going to open the page again because I want to know what the answer is. So you're creating a community around your page. You're creating a fan base, pretty much. So you know that these users are going to be there. You're going to increase this discussion. The other thing is the most popular one, technology. You've seen this a lot. When you have a domain and you're kind of bored, you want to read the news. This is the most emailed, the most blogged, the most viewed. How many people here open a domain and just go to the hot topics or the most thing or the most viewed or whatever? I'm one of these people. There's a lot of articles written all the time. So I do this, I just go to most popular because it's probably what everyone thinks is a good idea, and I'm going to read this. So by showing this, you're in a way kind of creating advert for yourself within your domain, right? You're kind of telling the user, hey, you might want to read this. This looks cool. And people click it. And the more people click it, the more it's going to go up, right? The more you create again a fan base, sorry. Ratings was the same thing for CAPTCHA that I can't stop thinking about. The ratings show you how good of an article this is. Was it interesting? Like imagine here if it's kind of like the YouTube videos. You know the green and red thing? How many of you have opened a YouTube video and before it even loads, you saw that the red was this huge that you just went down? Exactly. You don't even give it a chance anymore. So by creating good, compelling content that people rate well, they're going to open it. Again, in CAPTCHA. See, I told you. I'm hungry. So this is very cool. I just noticed this now. Actually tells you how many calories there are, which are too many. So this is a new concept that we're doing, is how to engage the user before he even opens your domain. So the comments and everything, it's well when someone already opens your domain, then you can start engaging. But what if he still doesn't know about you? We're giving you a way to just engage these people right there from the search. So what happens here is the rich snippets. The user is hungry, he opens the domain, sees the pictures, sees the rating, sees here the site links are related things, so other Arabic dishes, other chicken dishes, other white dishes, and so on. I'm going to open this link. What more can we do? So now we have Google+, which I absolutely love, to be honest. It's a super powerful way to get even more engaged than just this. So let's say this had 100 reviews or whatever. Some of you might have seen that this wasn't really showing. So on the side, we have this kind of gray thing. It's a +1 button. So let's say now you're looking at this page. So let's say, sorry, what's your name again? Bender. So he's looking at this page, and me and him are friends, right? I looked at this page before, and I thought this was awesome. I read the article, I'm like, I'm going to +1 this one. What happens is I +1 it on the search. I don't even have to open the thing. I just +1 it because I like the picture. Or I read the article, and then I went back, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to give this a +1. You can see here that it shows you as well that the +1 is publicly. What is going to happen? So now Bender is going to search for CAPTCHA because he's as hungry as I am. What's going to happen for him? He's going to see this right on the search page. So imagine you have a couple of examples. Which one is going to get your attention? This one has me, has Fuad, has Ahmed, has Nada. These are all Bender's friends, hopefully one day. And he's just going to go and say, there's 10 links on the page, right? A couple of links are saying whatever about the food, one link has a picture, another link is telling you your friends saw this and they thought it was awesome. Which one are you going to choose? Does it really matter anymore if this is the first or the second or the third? I don't know, I'm going to trust the people. And this is, again, why we want the people. So what is going to happen? So this domain, I'm going to click it. Then other people are going to open it, other people are going to click it. What is going to happen for this? Just having the annotation and the +1 and the reviews, it doesn't give you an upper hand, right? It's not a magic formula that just gives you more users. But it's a way to engage users. And more people are going to visit your domain. And more people visiting, it means it's a great signal for us that people like you. We should rank you higher. Can you understand how strong this is? This is without even opening the domain. You haven't even seen how the page looks like and you're already clicking on it. It's just incredible. So, how to engage? Another way to do it. It's very important to understand a bit about the numbers because a lot of people don't get it. So hopefully you've all seen this page because this is a registration page for the domain, so it'd be really weird if you haven't seen it. You might have seen the +1 button here. So I've opened this with 2 accounts that I have because I'm that cool. No. So this is what I see, right? It's giving me 4 people as +1 this, and at the same time it's giving me 106, which is weird, right? Why does it have 4 and 106? This is a difference. So this is a public +1. You're publicly saying, I love this. The difference is, I'm going to show you 2 different variations. One is, what do people think about it? What do most people online, most people that came to this event? So there's 106 people that thought, this is great. But what if I don't share the same things as the 106 people? They're not my friends, I don't know them, maybe they have a completely different taste than I am. Imagine this in music. Some people like Justin Bieber, I don't know why, they do. So imagine Justin Bieber has 1 million plus from people, and another singer, let's say Diab, has just a couple. It's a good signal, but it doesn't mean that I'm just going to open Justin Bieber because 1 million people did it, right? Maybe I don't care about their taste in music. So it gives you another strong factor. So 100 people liked it, and from this 106, 4 of your friends like it. So this is showing you the number 4, because this is 4 out of the 106 that are related to you. So these are people that you know. So instantly, this becomes much more powerful. Let's say this is an event, right? We didn't know about this event. You check this page, let's say it's a concert for Diab. You're like, yeah, maybe I'll go, maybe I'm not sure. There's 100 people going, and it looks like fun. You click it, and you're like, wow, there's 20 of my friends going. Let me call them, and I'll go to this event with them. You've engaged people. You've created something that was not there before. That the search is no longer about what you're looking for, and it's kind of a Russian roulette, right? You have 10 links, and you're like, I'm going to click this one and hope this is the best. You're not just relying on the machine to give you the best answer. You're relying now on your friends. And you can look at your friends and say, I don't like these guys, I'm not going to click this one. It's your choice, right? So, another way I had to show a São Paulo one because I'm half Brazilian, so I wanted to have a Brazilian thing as well. So, another way as well, again, to engage these people is the inline annotation. So, you don't only show the number, you show the faces of people. So these are people you would know. And it will just show you, okay, these are your friends, these are your pictures, you're right there. And instantly, imagine this now, if it didn't have this on the top. It would just be a banner, like 1 million other banners that you see all the time. But instantly, this became more powerful because your friends are there. So this is the link to creating the +1 button for your domain. There's +1 buttons for ads and adverts. It's a completely different story. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. These are more related to your page. So the way this works, you can create a +1 button that will show on the search results. You can create a +1 button on your TPROs, and you can create a +1 button for your domain itself. So you can have a plus page linked to your own domain. So, impact. Of course, so everyone, you hate doing work, obviously, you don't want to demand, you're like, okay, it looks good, but we're Google, we do everything scientifically and with numbers. So this, of course, to anyone in the room, already sounds like a good idea, but let me prove to you that it is. Just don't listen to me, prove to you. So this is a page that we have with a +1 button. It's showing you kind of nice graphs. This is different, so this is like click-through rate. Does everybody know what the click-through rate is? Everyone? Cool. So this is without the +1 button. It's 1%, which is, I think it's normal, right? 1 to 3%, I guess. This is with the +1 button. So it increased by 2% just because people saw their friends or saw other people +1ing the button. So this, creating a +1 button is really important for you to mention this. If you create a +1 button on your page, it doesn't mean that you're going to rank higher. It doesn't work like this. It's not a bribe that we say, I created a +1 and I'm going to put you up, right? It doesn't work this way. We've always focused on the user. The +1 button is going to bring you more users through these examples. So users, let's say you're on the 5th link or the 4th link, people are going to click to you because they saw the friends page, because they thought that it's useful to you. Maybe you're a small page and you start it. You're not really ranked first because you have a lot of people searching for it. but you're going to increase your popularity, increase your brand with using the +1 button, and this is going to give us better signals. So more people are going to come in, then your page is more important than we originally thought. Again, another super powerful tool is this one. I showed you this is just one example. There's hundreds of things that you can do with this. Because it's a social element, which means you can really connect with people for the first time. Before we used to have, I have some users opening my website. I have no idea what they're searching for. I have no idea what they like, what they want to talk about, why are they even here. But now with the social aspect of it, I actually know who these people are. And I can interact with them specifically. Like you would know here, you notice that most people listed in my domain are 25 to 34-year-old. You can shape the content, you better look at them. Or let's say you wanted to increase with older people, you would look here and you can create really, really good analysis of why are they not looking at my domain? What should I do to get these people, right? So this domain is probably, as I would say, that this is the Google, I can't even remember what's the name is, but yeah. So let's say you want to sell dresses for girls, then you're probably targeting this. So you're looking at this and like, yeah, this looks good. Imagine if you're targeting dresses for girls and you're getting really different ones. Like, I want to target this more, so you can understand people don't get it. They want more examples. They want you to target more. You have here how many males over females are opening the domain. So it'll be really weird if there's a lot of guys opening your domain. Then you're probably doing something wrong, or there's a lot of really nice guys getting their girlfriends or their wives presents. So it's a really, really powerful tool to really understand your user. The more you understand your user, the more you can delight them. Imagine that if you were the owner of the domain, and every day, everyone that visits your domain can come to this room and sit with you and say, yes, I'm a 20-year-old male, I visited this page and this page and this page, I like this about this, I spent 5 minutes here, but I only spent 2 seconds here and 2 seconds. Can you see how powerful this is going to be? If you can talk to your customers, if you can just connect to them. So connect it to them, focusing on the user, you're going to come back, you're going to create a huge community around it. So this is kind of my surprise, and I wanted to leave a huge time for you guys to ask me a couple of questions. This is a surprise that I have. So, it's on camera again. So please, my team, don't kill me for doing this. So we have something called the SEO Starter Guide. We had it in English, but we've never had it in Arabic, or we had a really old one. So I'm going to show you now what this looks like. It's not finished yet, so please be kind. Let me see this slide. Yes. What do I do? Yeah, just a minute. Can you guys see it? Yeah, so this is the SEO Starter Guide. What it does, it gives you everything you need to know about SEO, completely for free. It's a 32-page document giving you everything. Like you can just read here the content. SEO, how to create pages, how to create the URL of a page, what is the best approach to do it, how to تحسين المستوى, how to make good content, what you should do about links, how to tackle this, how to do that, every single thing in detail. So I'm going to show you quick examples here. So a couple of people asked me this when I was on my last conference. They say, okay, so the color is gosh. How do I create URLs? I don't know if you guys can see this. This is /folder1/100 whatever something x1. So this is not useful for people. Let's say you read this URL. You think this is very cool. You want to tell your friend, oh, you have to read this article. Yeah, what is the URL? I have no idea because it's impossible for me to remember a million words. I'm not a mathematician. This is a much easier way. So you say, yeah, I read this really cool article, and you just go here. Oh yeah, the URL was the domain name, it was /articles, 10 rarest moments, because this was the thing I wanted to talk about. It's a much easier way for you to remember. It's a better way for us to understand. So when Google is showing the user, You know when you're doing here search, let me try to find research. Space. Space, yeah, space. Let me look on something. So quickly, look at Google. This is not an ad for Google, I just really looked at it. Yeah, do you see here how these are useful? So do you see the URL? Twitter.com/forgolive. Then it's useful for you to remember, it's useful for you to share, it's useful for you to know that this is a good domain. Right? Again, for Go fan pages, this here, see, it's not so good. You're not going to remember this. Which one are you going to remember more? There's two pages, right? Facebook pages. One is Facebook for Go fan pages. One is for Go 28747049. Exactly. So obviously you're going to show this. So creating these are useful for sharing, and it's useful for Google to just show you in this results is going to make people click this more. So here we're discussing why, what are the ways of doing it, how do you do it, why is it useful?
We have this in English.
Sorry?
We have this in English.
But we never had this in Arabic before.
Where can I find it?
The English one is called the SEO Starter Guide, and it's on the Webmaster forum. So if you go Webmaster Tools in English, you should find a link on the site. Or if you do SEO Starter Guide, it should work as well. So this is the Arabic version now. We will get it very soon, so I'm trying to hide that English. So we're working on this, and I'm working with Dr. Faya on it. We're working on the Arabic to just make it perfect, obviously. That we want to show you the best way. So we're still a bit delayed. I was really hoping to show it here, and that's why I went to my team and said, you know what, we didn't finish it. Not my fault. I'm going to show it. So now you know I'm going to put a short link on the presentation that we're going to share. So this short link should be updated pretty soon, and I'm going to obviously share this on every means possible. So if you're following me on Google+, I'm going to say, yeah, this is the link. If you're following Google Arabia, the G Saudi, if you're going to any of the communications that I chose, so the massive tools that we have, the forums that we have, the blogs, the Google Arabia blog as well, we're going to put this everywhere to make it easy for people to see. So another quick example.
These are good words.
Sorry?
These are good words.
What do you mean?
If you can go up first, please. I mean, for me as an Arabic, I'm trying to understand what's written there. If you can go. It's very hard to understand.
That's why we're working on it. Delete this from the tape. Yeah, so we're trying to make it. The problem that we have in Arabic, to be honest, is the Egyptian Arabic is so much different than the Lebanese Arabic and even the Moroccan Arabic. It's just really hard to do, so we have to really write the Arabic Fusha. It's extremely hard to write for technical things because they do not exist. We kind of I just talked to Faye and like, so how does this sound to you? And he looks like, yeah, take Arabic question, what's wrong with you? And he just comes up with a word, he's like, we're going to do this. And it just becomes a standard. So we're trying to obviously work a bit on the language to make it easier for every Arabic-speaking person to read. Because again, most of you people, not most of you, all of you here can speak English, which is wonderful. Because I've been to other events where people had no clue. They could not understand. And again, it brings back to the whole point that we were saying, we don't have the Arabic content. It's really a shame because I don't remember the stats, but I mean, we're from the top countries. The online search in Arabic is super high. We're from the top languages searched. We're top people watching YouTube videos. We're top people consuming all the time. Everyone has mobile phones. We have more mobile phones than people. In Egypt, I'm serious. We have more mobile phones than actual people, which is ridiculous, but it's true. So everyone is very well connected. Everyone wants to read them, but not everyone can speak English. And we come here to do these things. We want more Arabic. I want to search more Arabic. I don't search a lot in Arabic because there's not good content, I would rather find the English one and figure it out on my own. But for super detailed things, so a lot of things that's going on in my country now, in Egypt, it's hard for me to understand when I'm abroad what is going on. And it's really a shame that I don't have more information about the politicians are there, I have no information of what's going on. I want to know from local people.
Find more credible information.
Exactly. We want to find higher quality information. So hopefully something like the SEO guide that we've done, we worked really hard on this. We try to make it as easy as possible for someone that has no clue of what SEO is to actually create a really high content website that will be able to take off. I mean, it's a huge opportunity for you. If you can create a good content website, and it's really important as well. I listened to Muhammad Jودة, he's one of the VPs in Google, the Egyptian guy. He had an awesome talk a while ago, and he was saying, they've done a study that says, you know, everyone is good at a couple of things, but who are the people that actually exceed? Who are the people that become brilliant, and even though they're passed away 100 years ago, we still remember them? And they really studied, and this is what they figure out. You can be the best in the world at anything, in the world, at anything, if you spend over 10,000 hours of working on it. If you truly work on it, not spend 8 hours of work, right? You really, really work on it, you can be the best in the world in anything. And this is a scientific study. So, what we want to do is, you don't have to spend 10,000 hours to be amazing at SEO. We're trying to make it as least amount as possible for you to create. So any Arabic person can have a way to start the ladder. If you just start from the beginning, you will understand this, you can create good content, more people create good content, and we can really take this to the next level. We can really push for Arabic. We have an amazing possibility here for anyone sitting in this room or in this conference or anywhere, that if you create good content that you understand, you spend not 10,000 hours, but you spend a couple of hours to really study the subject that you're talking about, you can create something that English countries can copy. I mean, look at the Jazeera. It came from nowhere. Did anyone ever think that there's going to be a company as big as CNN? Impossible. Impossible. It was a dream. And Al Jazeera, an Arabic company for news, just comes out of nowhere, and people now are actually looking at it almost as much as CNN. You see CNN always featuring Al Jazeera. It's just amazing to me that they just came out of nowhere. It's because they dedicated, they really worked on the issues that other non-local people can see. And it's a huge opportunity for you to do that. And we're trying to give you the tools to do it. We're all here to help you create this content so you can help us show better results for our users as well. So I'm going to take this off before you spot any other things. So I'm trying to just go back here. Just a nice slide for you. So, questions? Anyone? Yes?
We have a landing page. We have a landing page, the URL for a landing page for some product, and we're using a tag in the URL to know the difference between visitors who comes from different banners. But the problem that Google search deal with each tag as a unique page.
So let me just double check I understand what you mean. Why are you showing different versions for people? Are they coming from different countries?
It's the same page,
Okay.
the same file name, but the difference is there is one tag. I use it to define from which banner this visitor.
From which banner?
Banner. Panel, or ad or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I changed this ad in each banner, on a different side.
So it's an ID for kind of where it's coming from.
Exactly, but because of that, Google search deal with each tag as a different page.
Okay. I mean, sure. Yeah.
He means like WordPress, okay, when you write an article, then you need to mention like, okay, now talking about Barcelona and Madrid, okay? So who's stars today, Messi. So you can mention tags, add tags for this. When you click in Messi, all articles about Messi will come. Also, the same articles will come in folder called 2012 or by month. So the same articles will come in different pages. Is it an effect in search engine?
Is this what you mean?
I'll give an example.
You
to make it
mean
very
something
simple.
so you mean, let's say, you made deals with 3 companies and you want to see the people that are coming to you are coming from which company, right? So you give an ID to each company.
Let's say
With a
landing.com slash, let's say, landingpage.php or landingpage.html question mark ID equal, let's say, CNN. And there is another ad ID equal Jazeera.
Okay.
So I use this ID tag to identify from where visitors come.
Okay, and is it indexed?
It's indexed, but the problem is
So you have the same page indexed several times.
exactly. I want it to be indexed just one time.
You can do a double elimination, but I mean, there's a better process to do this, right? So why do you need to make it with these IDs? I mean, if you use analytics, you can see where the flow is coming from. You can see people accessing where do they come from.
But
What was the curve?
for me, the
That's
problem
one.
for me with Google Analytics that I cannot get information
Why?
for specific user.
Uh,
Because I'm using it for I have my own analytics in my site to make the conversion. There's some analytics about the city, everything.
yeah,
But I cannot get the information for
I
specific.
mean, someone probably from the analytics team tomorrow will probably be able to answer this better than I. So the other way of saying it is, do you see any issues with the way that you're implementing this?
Get a message. Because the visitors, when they divide it to multi-pages, index it, when it's only one page, so it loses the power.
Exactly. This is one point that I wanted to stress on, and I'm glad that you realized.
So can I get rid of this tag with
Yes, there's so many different ways of doing this. So just one way on the top of my head, and I can, if you send me the questions again, I can send it back to you the specific page because I don't recall all obviously the ways to do this. But one of the ways that is very popular to do is you do, so you have one page is indexed, but you have kind of a hashtag. So after the hash, any ID that you have, you can see it, but it's not really indexed. So you're not really indexing the other pages, you're just giving them extra IDs on the page. You get kind of
Yes.
what I mean? So this is one way. The other way you can do with robust TXT file as well, that you can block the other page if you want to. But you're still making people land on different pages. You should try to focus
the
on
same page, but
yeah,
different
that's the
UI.
thing. You try to focus on making people land on the same page, so you deal better as well with duplication. So you don't, so the system doesn't look, oh, you're duplicating your page, because it takes more of your web hosting as well. It takes a huge amount. So let's say if you're duplicating this 10 times, so your domain just increases size by 10 times, right?
Yeah.
Because you're creating 10 pages for each page. Yeah, so I'm going to send you the full article because there's a couple of ways to do this.
Okay.
So it really depends on how you want to implement it.
But there's no solution for webmaster.
I mean, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can probably do it from the CMS as well. Are you using a CMS client for the articles? Like CMS, like WordPress or Drupal or Drupal or something. So are you creating this page manually?
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't completely recall the best way to do it. I mean, there's obviously a solution to do this, and it really depends on a case-to-case, which is the optimal solution for you to use. So just send it to me, and I see a couple of people are interested in this, so if you send me the question just for me, so I don't forget, I'm going to share it with the hashtag that you tell me, and I'm going to share it publicly so other people can look at it as well, because yeah, this is super useful.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you for your question.
Sorry?
And I don't know how to decide who to give it to.
I have a question.
We'll run fast
This question. I'm sorry, maybe I came late and you already discussed that, or if my website is slow and I need a tool to know what is making it slow. What is the best tool to know what is making it slow? Which part should I
So
optimize or
there's
something?
different ways. So there's different ways of doing this. There's so many different tools available online. We have one tool. So we have one tool called Page Speed.
That's called what?
Page Speed. I'm going to try to. So yeah, do you see here how cool is that? It's one of my friends has passed on it, so I can really see quickly. I know that this is the one that I'm looking for. Yes. So this is our tool. If you search for page speed here, and this is the link to the button. So again, I'm going to use the processor. This analyzes your page. Some yes. So here it's giving you here. This overall speed score is 88 out of 100, which is a very good score. Not that the page speed online follows the correct. It gives you here a lot of things. So see, it gives you the analysis here. It's telling you what are the things that you can improve. So low priorities or high priorities, and it gives you okay. So leverage quality correction. It's giving you suggestions for the pages that you should do this on, the actions that you can do. There's a couple of experimental rules, and it does the entire analysis, so it's telling you, okay, you're doing this really well. These are all the things that it checks, and it gives you the score. So obviously the score of 88 is a very good score to have.
Sure.
So this is
Thank
a
you.
very
What does it say? You are for the sense.
it's under the, so now we've added everything under developers.google.com, so it has most of the tools that we have. So you always have developers.google.com, and then it's just page speed. Just this. Yeah, I can share this as well with in the presentation that I'm going to send out. Or if you just Google page speed, hopefully it will be the one at the top.
The PDF, I don't think it's fine. The available also.
Sorry?
The SEO guide PDF. Also is available.
It's not available yet. We're still working on it, but it's almost there. So it's available in English.
English already available.
Yeah, exactly. So it's SEO Starter. It's available in English already. We're making it in Arabic now, so it should be available very, very, very soon, like in the next couple of days and weeks maximum. And I'm going to bother Dr. Faye to help me out with it. So if you guys want any other questions or anything else, just thank you very much.